then, and number one now.
You're listening to Heffron and Reep.
Heffron and Reep.
Rated #1 podcast by the World Podcasting Federation and the Podcast Ranking Association. No, for reals. It says it right here.
This is the epicenter of audio frequency entertainment.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Can't get enough of it.
Oh, yeah. You guys are the best.
Heffron and Reep.
I love you, love you, love you.
The Heffron and Reep Show.
Everybody, welcome to the Heffron and Reep Show. I am John Heffron. Look at this. Look. Are you looking? It's like a little piece of hair, no matter what, grows like a unicorn right on my nose for no reason. Just the hair there. Like, why does your body even think you would need hair on your nose? Right? Your body's a pretty amazing thing, but hair on your nose, or me being over my age, 50, hair now grows almost directly below my eye, which is the thing. Anyway, I am John Heffron. John Reep, the guy from Hickory, is in Nashville right now. John Reep performed at the Grand Ole Opry, and he's having a big birthday bash. And I believe him and some friends are in Nashville, and they're running around town. They have wristbands. They're getting in the bars, cutting in lines, going to some famous country singers' houses, having lunch and dinner, probably day drinking. It's John Reep for his birthday with some friends in Nashville. I'm going to look. I don't have time because we're doing the podcast now, but I'm going to check my email, text, or phone. I'm sure he lobbed a call or a text to me saying, "Hey, Heffron, we're in Nashville. We got wristbands. You want to come celebrate my big birthday?" I'm sure that's in there, right? Be kind of weird if it wasn't. Anyway, John Reep is not on the show, and I know most of you are Reep fans, so I get it. So blah, 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 blah. Scroll through Facebook. You probably have a high school friend telling you how they would handle Ukraine. But make sure you go to heffronandreep.com. John is performing at a bunch of places. Every time I talk to the guy, he's busy. He's always performing somewhere. You can get John Reep tickets and schedule information on heffronandreep.com. Also, me, John Heffron, I'm at a bunch of places. In April, I'm in Columbus and Phoenix, and then I hit Grand Rapids and in Ann Arbor and Traverse City. All of those tickets are on heffronandreep.com. We have a lot to get to. Listen, if you are a Gen Xer, if you are my age-ish, you're going to want to listen to this podcast, because right before the podcast started, I decided to call an audible, and there's some things I want to talk to my guest about. I call this guy all the time. Randomly, I check in. He's one of those friends where you just check in, and he takes a phone call. He doesn't dump you. He doesn't, when you call him, you know how you call somebody and you just know, like, you just dump me to voicemail? You motherfucker. He doesn't do that. He answers all the time. He's excited. He's vibrant. He's excited to hear from me. You know, yeah, you have a friend like that. You're just like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like excited. And then we talk about being over 21 and how to handle that. He's a very funny comedian. Has a lot of lives. Let's just bring him up right now. My buddy Tim Wilkins. I joked. Tim Wilkins, I choked right when I was saying your name. I literally had some weird gargle.
But there's a lower third there with my name and address and all that stuff. So people know we're good.
People know.
And John, I want to point out, we would not be on this podcast right now if it was my birthday, because you and I would be in Nashville with the wristbands.
With wristbands. Yeah, like the whole time Reep was talking about what a great weekend he had in Nashville coming. And I don't remember a thing.
Me and my friends, I'm sure that came out a couple of times and you thought, Well, I guess I'm going to be on the podcast. Thanks, Reap.
Yeah, and I got him a gift. I got him tickets to go to this awesome the Escape game in Nashville. And we're like, oh, you and your friends have fun. Just 50-year-old birthday party, have fun trying to get out of rooms and escape and just doing fun and not like, oh, you should come with us.
Yeah, John.
Not even that.
John? Yeah, no. Well, and thanks for having me. Thanks for calling me. And I will always take your call, but I am tonight in Reap's stead, contractually obligated to say Hemi every 7 minutes. So
yes, you are. So Tim, you're on for a bunch of reasons is why I decided to put a call in. One, I'm gonna be honest with you. I called this thing on my nose is gonna bug me.
We all get them. But you know what? You talk about being over 50. When you're over 50, you will hear this from your hair cutter. Your barber will say, you want me to trim that up while you're in here. You think it's the back of your neck. You think it's your sideburns. It's your ears, your nose, that under eye area you pointed to. That's what they're going to trim up.
Yeah. It just, look at it. It's literally growing. Is this COVID? Is this a new form of COVID?
That's the long COVID. It's the whisker COVID.
It's the zit COVID that if you get it. Well, dude, I have so much to talk to you about. And if you're listening, I'm going to be all over the place. But if you know anything about me, you know that I do that. So Tim is one of the guys who I call up all the time. I've probably asked you for working out advice more than anybody because you have some accolades just as a person. Every time I see you, you're posing, you're shredded, you're lifting, and then you're in some competition that says over plus 45. I don't know. Do we say
50 man?
It says like over 50 and you're just, so I'm always asking you about that type of stuff. We always just bitch about comedy because, again, we're of a certain age and nobody's looking for our age dudes to do anything. Right.
You're lucky you got married. You're lucky that you found a hot wife that wasn't looking at the middle act going, he's 10 years younger.
Yeah. And he probably gets, but you also, why I wanted to have you on is because I'm going through a thing and it's, I can't explain what it is, but it's a thing. It's not necessarily a negative thing. Right. I don't even know how. So your job, I would say the wrong place that you worked. I would say your TV job is where?
HSN for the last 12 years.
Yeah, a home shopping network, correct?
Yes.
Did I say it right?
You did.
By the way,
age and gender. Yeah, it's normally 50 to 68-year-old women that nail it.
You're on selling stuff on H&N. By the way, when my mom passed away, she had a whole storage thing she bought so much stuff from them. Like random. And I still have a lot of the pendants. Like when you those old ladies, like they raise their hand and all the bracelets they got from Donnie Marie or Marie Osmond bracelets that clang. So when I try to return it, a lot of it, they actually said this happens a lot. We get a lot of people that are just, kind of wrapping things up.
Passed a few years ago, she had bills outstanding from QVC and HSN. And the thing that got my dad was they have money. She could have paid for it outright. She could have paid cash. She could have sent Bitcoin. She went on their payment structure, the easy pays. And my dad was infuriated. How can there be 17 easy pays left on this bracelet? Right. She had done 4 of 21. 6 of 18. And they wouldn't just give him, here's your flat fee. They sent him page after page with 1 through 9 and 3 through 7.
That's funny. Hey, real quick, Tim, because I have a whole list of things I want to talk to you about. And if you're watching and if you're my age-ish, you're going to want to pay attention because I think we're going to touch on some things that would be cool. But right now we have to bring on another very special guest that kind of only let people on the show have wristbands. So hopefully this guy has one. Alan, if you would like to bring on our very special guest and birthday boy.
I don't have one. Oh, hi. I don't have a wristband.
Everybody coming to you live from Nashville. You've seen him on the Brad Paisley comedy special, and also he was just at the Grand Ole Opry. Mr. John Reap.
What is up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Happy birthday, John.
Thank
John
you.
and Tim, you guys are dressed almost the exact same.
I know. What the heck?
You guys
I thought I was going to the party, John. Sorry.
Yeah, we all have a very distinguished look. And Reap, you're at one of those expensive hotels. I can tell by the wallpaper that it's not a Marriott Courtyard.
Do you want to guess what you think it is?
I like
playing this game.
What?
I like playing this game. I do this too when people zoom in. I'm trying to figure out what hotel it is because we live in hotels. This is a hotel that if you have worked Zany's Comedy Club, which I know you have, you may have stayed here.
It's Brian Dorfman's guest house.
Yeah, it's across the street.
No, it's not that. Oh, that's where you stay, John. They actually put me up in there.
I'm gonna hold on. It's you are at. I was just there.
It's not the Hutton. You're gonna say the Hutton.
Yeah.
It's the Drury, dude. It's a nice Drury, right? So like normally you hear Drury, you think, oh, that's dreary and drab.
Yeah.
But it's a great hotel. They've got an 8th floor indoor outdoor pool, hot tub, and they've got like this happy hour that takes place, free lunch, free breakfast. It's great. A walking distance to Broadway. So real quick, I'm turning 50 March 26th. And all my friends from Hickory, all my Hickory friends, some of them never been to Nashville. I'm giving them the sort of red carpet treatment in Nashville. I'm using all the hookups I can to roll out the red carpet and for my own birthday, make my friends feel special.
So fifth. So we actually, because I know you're once you're gonna go leave the night on. I was trying to think of a Sam Hunt country song that your night's gonna be in. Me and Tim were gonna actually talk about getting a little bit older because all day today I was thinking about career changes. How do you change if you're a 50 like we are, John, and you will be, so you'll be in the club that me and Tim. Let's say you don't enjoy. This isn't me, by the way, or any
comedy bookers.
This is not me. Any new agents I may or may not have, or anything like that. This is not me. This is me just having a conversation. But let's say you're in your 50s and you're like, you know what? This comedy club is run like shit. I don't feel like being here. I'm going to get on stage. The servers don't give a shit. The audience doesn't. There's not one person in this building that wants to be here. Let's say you reach just that phase. What do you do as a comic to flip it? Like, because you, right, John? I mean, you're a smart guy, but I don't know what other skills you have. If I was to tell you, right, like not even if I was to say you can't podcast and you can't do comedy. Yeah, we can. Like, what would be the thing?
Well, the last real job I had, I was working at a TV station. I was working behind the camera, public access, like a PBS of North Carolina. So I would probably still be there had I not dabbled in this. But I don't have skills. I don't know what I would do.
It's scary, right? So,
like Hickory, could you make furniture?
Possibly furniture. That we used to be the furniture capital of the world, home to Winston Cup champion Dale Jarrett and the pig from Green Acres.
Tim, you probably don't know this because I don't, I know you probably download every episode of Heffern and Reap, but by now, John actually ran for mayor of his city of Hickory, but he got horn swallowed. He got railroaded. They drew the line of the county line where he lived, and they wouldn't let him even sign up to be the mayor, even though the mayor lives a block away. And so some shady, like if Jack Reacher's going to show up in another town to make that town right, I have a feeling it's going to be Hickory.
Right. Yeah, Tim, that's a true story. I was dabbling in running for mayor. I did it sort of as a publicity stunt. But I was going to take it as far as they would let me and not do any publicity. Just put my name up there and see what happened.
You know, Drew Hastings has been mayor of that tiny Ohio town for about 15, 18 years. And
Is that right? I knew that he was mayor for a while. I didn't know he still was. No kidding.
Oh, they tried to run him out on a rail. You would have lasted a lot longer without controversy.
Oh, wow.
You know what? I know if you're watching, you might be like trying to follow. So there's a comedian that Tim just mentioned who is a mayor of a town. But I remember reading, and I haven't followed the thing, they were trying to bust him for throwing personal stuff into a dumpster at City Hall. I'm not kidding you. Like, so he had a bunch of extra trash and he threw this dumpster. They just threw it in the dumpster in that city property. But so they're like, he's abusing his office. And they were trying to, he had a hearing. Next podcast, John, I'm going to find it and bring it up because it was something like that.
We got to get him on this show. And thanks for reminding me of that, Tim, because I vaguely have that memory of him doing that. But I mean, as a comedian, if they're going after you for using the garbage, I mean, that's got to be part of his act now. I mean, is he doing it for the material? Because I was thinking of that too. Like, this will lead to a new body of comedy. This is like a whole new hour of my stand-up as John Reap, mayor of Hickory, you know?
You should shoot it as a reality show. You got to go back, gerrymander, redistrict Hickory so you can be mayor and make it a reality show.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, dude, I was giving him ideas, but there's that town right when you're driving to Vegas, Barstow, that has the world's like the world's
biggest
tallest thermometer.
Yeah.
Here's what I was telling Reap to do: just make a thermometer an inch bigger, put it in Hickory, and then as the mayor, he could call up Barstow and go, "You got to take that sign down. You're not," and just steal the landmarks from every city. And just do it one up and just make like we have the biggest ball of twine and whoever has it, you go, we have the best Willie Nelson museum. Like just keep like stealing whatever the town's thing is.
The best Willie Nelson museum. Never been to Hickory probably, but we have the biggest museum.
Yeah, and you just start literally start stealing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I feel like I interrupted y'all's conversation. John, you were talking about getting older. I am excited to now. I'm a proud member of AARP, baby.
I'm not even.
I joined it.
You joined on purpose?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I joined on purpose before I was 50. They sent a thing in the mail like, hey, 50's coming up. You can do it right now for cheaper. And I'm like, why not?
Okay, John.
I'm not trying to fight it, dude. I got a good girl. I don't care. She loves me. Let's get these perks,
dude. Okay, so Reap, I'm going to give us a goal. Do you think we can get an article about us in AARP magazine?
I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I'm a positive guy.
Okay, I'm the senior member of this expedition, and I will tell you both, wait until you get your monthly AARP magazine and you see chicks you used to think were really hot and realize they're now older than you.
Yeah. That's a fun, like there's a moment that of time that like an access point where it's like, I am established now. I might be able to get the hot chick from the 80s simply because she is 80 now. Like when I was a kid, no way, too young. No, she's too hot. But now she's older, but she's still got the name.
If any of us has a shot at Catherine Bach, it's you.
Yeah,
that's right, Catherine Bach.
Yeah. I know you're in a loving relationship, John, but you could totally get the girl from Kids Incorporated who's saying, step by step on the one, we all fall down like toy soldiers.
Yeah, so maybe that would be a goal. Let's. Is Catherine Bach? She's probably in the magazine.
She looks good.
I don't even know who she is. I don't even know who.
That was Daisy Duke.
Catherine
is
Bach,
it really?
Daisy Duke. Also, when you said Catherine Bach, that's not where my head went. You're right. It's Daisy Duke. I was thinking of the chick from Weird Science.
Oh, no, you don't want any part of that. No. No, look up Charlene Tilton from Dallas. You're probably still in your price range right there.
Okay. What was the girl's name from Weird Science?
She has gone off the rails just a touch.
Do you remember her name though? That's what I'm trying to.
That was Catherine.
Listen, we all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all.
Catherine Bach, and my brain went there because her name is similar to that. But anyway,
Kelly LeBrock.
Kelly LeBrock.
That's it. Thank you.
So Tim, John, you can stick around, or if you're to go, we're gonna make this short because you know me, I'm not an overachiever. You know, if
I want to say real quick, I like the paint that you chose.
You like that?
Yeah.
I worked on it. Like, Alan, can we give you a full screen here?
What color is that, John?
That is called something.
Oh.
It's and I can change the lights. You want a different little watch?
It looks.
Oh, now it's a little yellow. I'll go for straight blue.
I wasn't sure where you were at first, but it looks great, buddy.
It's called Backdrop is the paint, and I've been messing with it. I'm not done. I realized once I start painting, I hate painting.
Oh, look at this. You got fun lights.
But anyway, okay. We can see the rest of it. So Tim, John, stick around for this. So Tim, you did comedy for 30 years. You work at H&N. That's one of the reasons why I had you on, because I have a product question for you. In your
absence, Heffron was going to turn this into Shark Tank. He either needs a marketing or $25,000 for 10% of the company. I don't know how we evaluated it.
Tim also competes, John, in over 50 bodybuilding competitions.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he's yoked. He's like literally yoked. And then you're also teaching right? Like weightlifting? Is that
I coach a girls powerlifting team.
But did you stop doing stand-up?
I have cut back on doing stand-up and doing more TV and movies. So I'm actually shooting 2 movies in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. So, when I first saw that I think you posted, I'm kind of done doing stand-up. And then I saw you at the powerlifting thing. I'm like, the guy quit stand-up after 30 years, and he's teaching girls powerlifting. And it's also a place in my life where I'm going, and he's probably so happy.
So happy.
Right?
And you know what? You guys are both in a great position. John, Heffron, you're recently married. Reap, you're in a good relationship.
I'm engaged. Yep.
He's engaged.
I hated my first 2 wives. Hated. And I'd never want to leave this woman. And like the mafia says, she's an earner. I don't want to leave her. I got to make sure she's well fed, that she's rested, that she's got clean sheets. I got things to do around the house.
Does she have a good job?
She runs an animation company. She's a big deal. Very big deal.
Wait, hold on. Do you want to hear me and John's voice? We've been practicing Winnie the Pooh. Why bother? I want some honey.
He does a great Winnie the Pooh.
We've been practicing.
Yeah,
I have grandkids now, and I'm trying to crush it. In the dude, Tim. Like, so, get your girl on. Watch. I go. Hey, everybody. I'm the giraffe. Okay, giraffes don't say anything. So,
he actually does have a great children's book.
We read this last week. By the way, John, I posted this video of me reading this book on my Facebook page.
Yep.
Out of 40,000 fans that I have, I don't have the 250,000 like you have. I only have 40,000. You know how many people saw the video on my Facebook page?
Don't tell me.
123. 123 people.
Yeah.
With the video that I thought was going to be, because what I did, Tim, is I read this. This is the little pigs. I don't know if you know the original story. Did you know the first 2 pigs die?
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah. I have a teenager that tells me all the dark stuff from Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty, all the books that are the original authors, the Dutch author who was like some psycho menace. And she'll come in and she'll go, "Oh, Dad, that's not the real story. The real story, she was held captive like she was in some basement in Cleveland. And it's awful." And then she's so happy to tell me at 14, "You don't know. Let me tell you about misery."
Yeah.
Well, I was killing it. I know we were talking about this last week, but I'll move on. But I was killing it with Jane, 1.5-year-old. I was reading this, and I'm just auditioning for your wife now at this point.
I'm going to pull this down like I do every podcast and have her listen to the voice.
I'm going to be the wolf right now, and then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in, said the wolf. See?
Huh?
Now, that's just the wolf, Tim.
That's just you don't even know.
that's
the
just
levels.
Was there a voice for everybody?
Well, that's the so. Yeah, I've been.
Egg him on, he'll do the whole damn book.
Yeah, you don't want to. But I literally think that if I was a voice guy and want to make a little extra cash, I would buy a program how to do voices when reading to your grandkids. So you're not just monotone, and then like you got to sell it. Right? If you got to figure if you're a grandparent, but if a kid has a mom and dad, and both mom and dad's parents are divorced and remarried, how many sets of grandparents you have? 4? You have right? You have on both sides. You have two grandmas, 2 grandpas. Am I doing the math right? So if you want to be top grandpa and you're already competing with 3 other people, you better bring your book reading game. Right? Because what's the kid going to remember? Unless you throw chocolate at the kid every time you see him.
Well, and then you're vying for the best grandpa nickname. Because if you're second place, you're the Peepaw or the Pumpa. You get your choice.
Yeah. Dude, a Peepaw's got to be one of the worst. Meemaw. I think Peepaw's worse than Meemaw. Peepaw.
Peepaw.
I know.
I'm new to this family because I've only been married a year. I expect the 1.5-year-olds and 3-year-olds to refer to me as Mr. Heffron.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you're allowed to use it. Do the kids just, one day does it happen? They just start calling you one or the other and you're stuck with it? Can you correct them once they start down that path?
I don't know. I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know. Reno Collier, who was on last week, mentioned he said, well, I'm a step grandpa. And then I thought about that term. I'm like, now you lose the step with, right? You could have a step dad or a step mom, but the step grandpa or grandma isn't a thing because your kid isn't figuring out the Rubik's Cube of who are all these people around me. They're like, listen, I know those 2 drive me through McDonald's. We get McNuggets and a shake. So I'm attached to them. And I just granddad is weird. Like those words seem super old to me. That's
a liquor. That's a whiskey. When you say, oh, you're old granddad.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I might be able to live. Yeah. It's too established, right? Like, but I used to call my mom's mom Granny. Like she wanted to be called Granny. Like she wanted Granny. I'm like, but I didn't choose that. It's just kind of what the other kids were calling her. I'm trying to think of what I would like. Grandpa.
Maybe you just use, we just start where your grandkids just use your last 4 digits of your social.
How about bigger dad? Best dad.
Ooh.
Wiser dad. I don't know.
Dad with money.
Yeah.
I prefer that one.
Oh, yeah.
He can be broke dad and you can be successful done dad.
Because I would do that. Like if you're in that situation, and you guys would be, I think the biggest power move you could play is in front of your grandkids is if you put your kids in a timeout in front of their kids. Right? That's some like baller move. If you're like your kid is acting up and you go to your daughter, just go sit in the corner. Your
and then they
grandkids.
They actually do it. They're so afraid of you that
because you're the parent of the you have a kid, so you can boss that kid around, even though that kid might have a kid. So if you put your kid in a corner, and your grandkid looks at you just be able to give them a look like I'm the head office here.
Yeah, I'm in charge.
Yeah,
so they papas. You just take away their phones when they're 35 and see how that resonates with their kids.
Right? Just put them down. Just like send your daughter or your son to bed. Just look at them, and then you and the grandkid get to stay up and just look at the look on your grandkid's face when they're like, "What?" And you're just looking at your kid. Nighty night. Brush your teeth. I'll be in there a second, and then the grandkid would just be like, is this happening? You're like, yeah.
My son is so big, like he's a manly man.
Yeah.
Like he's more of a man than me. Like he's a welder, played football, wrestled. He's got a big barrel chest. He would just laugh at me if I tried to tell him to go sit in the corner. He'd be like, okay, I'm going to put you to figure 4. And that'd be the end of it. I got to run, guys. Thanks
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate
Hey, John, happy birthday. Enjoy the escape game there in Nashville. You're going to like the time travel thing.
Okay.
I want to know how long it took you to get out. We go there every time. The escape game in Nashville.
What if I never come home, John, because of this game?
Well, here's the deal. I always tell people this. You've been through one divorce, so escaping isn't the hardest thing you've done. The escape game will not be the hardest thing you've ever done.
It's a very expensive game, I see. Okay.
Yeah. They need to have escape game for just divorced people where it's like, okay, the first room, it kind of gets really crazy. In the second room, that's when the arbitrator and the lawyers come in. And then once you get out of there, then you make it to the third room where you got to find a new place to live. And then once you make it out of that room, then you...
That's funny.
How was it, John? My credit's ruined and my self-esteem is gone. I made it to the therapy room.
Yeah. So, John, you'll have fun, and you've been through worse. So have a great birthday.
See you, buddy.
Let's do this some other time where I can stay longer, okay, buddy?
I want drawn text and pictures, John.
All right, man.
And karaoke. I want video of you singing karaoke.
I got to tell you about Grand Ole Opry next week when I come back. It was great.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
All right,
see you guys.
Take care. John Reed, everybody. So, yeah, dude, that's the power move is ground the kids in front of the grandkids. That's a move.
When I first connected with my now wife, she had a 6-7-year-old, and we were riding in the car, and her mom was doing something, singing something, and I shushed her. Shh. I hit her with the can of shush, and the little one busted up and said, "You shushed my mom. This is awesome." And we were eternally bonded. She said, "You're a powerful guy. I had no idea."
That's it's funny when you say shh, that's my move. That's my grandpa move that I did with the 1.5-year-old. Well, so my wife goes to bed with it's called baby white noise, so she'll go, I don't want to say the Alexa. She'll say, Alexa, play baby white noise. And then all that's on is the shh.
Yeah.
That's after Alexa goes, "Do you mean baby white noise by so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. Would you like to upgrade to the family plan by blah, blah, blah." Like, so after you get all that, it's just shh. So one night I was just laughing and she's like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like, that would be the awesomest rapper name. Like, so I just kept going, "Are you ready for motherfucking baby white noise? And now put your hands up and now shh. And now shh."
The whole audience would go to sleep.
Yeah, right? So, "Are you ready for motherfucker, baby?" And I would just go, "No, shh." And so every time she plays it to go to bed, there's a moment where I have to say, "Are you motherfucker ready for baby? No, shh." So I was trying to write a song called Baby White Noise, the rapper Baby White Noise. So to the 1.5-year-old, I'd always just go, "Are you ready for baby white noise?" I left out that MF part. I go, "No, shh." And I make like an L. I go, "No, shh." So then when every time she'd see me, I would just go, "Shh." And now when she sees me, she puts up the L like we're in a club. And she'll go, "Shh." Because so it's imprinting.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Nice power move.
That's how you kind of work up the slots. If it's a bracket, you know what I mean? That's how you beat out Gonzala, and then you move forward. You know what I mean? So it's a good move, and would be a good rap song.
You talk about the calls I've gotten over the years. You are an industrious mindset. You get on planes. You nap hard between gigs, and you wake up and you go, "I got a business idea. I got it." And you'll call me and kind of play out the logistics. Yeah. I think you come up with 3 so far, but I think you're missing the boat on your animal noises and your reading skills. Don't teach grandparents. Don't empower them. Cameo the reading. I will read to your grandkids. Yeah. They can rent you out and you do all the voices.
Yeah, I don't. I'm looking at, like, if I lose this screen, hold on. Right here. Okay, I'm going to read you. So I've been working on, I don't have the right music because you can't play it. But so I've been working on a cartoon for the 1.5-year-old, right? Because she loves blueberry pancakes. Okay. So I wrote a whole story, but I don't know how to voice it because I don't know how to play a female voice, or the mom. Like, I don't want to
Hire out.
Right? Do you want to hear the first 3 lines and then move on? Okay. So imagine cool music, but I don't have it unless Alan, is there any way? Do you have any like upbeat music? It sounds so much better with music on it, but I can't play it for you. So anyway, I'll just read it. I'll read it.
I'm feeling a little Jack Johnson.
Okay, I'm gonna read it. And this is creepy, like young lady Chatterley music, whatever you play there, like weird 80s porn. No, okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna read it for you, and you just tell me what you think. Play any music, Alan, and you can tell me what you think, Tim. Okay, this is a little weird. All right, page 1. Here we go. Ready? Yeah. You ready, Tim? I can't see you because I have the script up, but are you still there?
Down here.
Okay. Little baby Jane is so adorable and kind, but right now she has one important question in her mind. She crawls up to her grandma and she gives her dress a shake. Grandma, can you make blueberry pancakes? Well, I can make them speedy and I can make them quick. I can make pancakes so fast, it's like a magic trick. That's just the first page, dude.
That's phenomenal.
Dude, and you want to know how it ends? Should I tell you how it ends?
Okay.
Or no? Should I just leave it like that?
Yeah. Leave it hanging.
Okay. What?
Tease him.
Okay. Do you want page 2?
Tell me off air so that people will buy the book.
It's good. It gets a little. Then she crawls up to her grandma and she gives. Oh, wait. I already read that part. She keeps asking people if they can make blueberry pancakes. Right? She goes up to. She passes her big brother and she gives his leg a shake. Big brother, can you make blueberry pancakes? I can make them fruity and I can make them sweet. I can put more blueberries in them than anyone can eat. And then there's a twist that happens, but nobody here today gets to know.
I like it.
Trying to do it as a cartoon. I have a whole plan. I have a whole. Okay, Alan, we stopped the. I have a whole plan, but.
Subject change.
Here's why I wanted you on after all this 30 minutes before the even show started, Tim. I came up with, I had a business idea. And my whole thing on playing and we didn't get to talk about this, but you know, being 50, I kind of feel like there should be a lot of 3-point shots taken at this phase in life. That there's no more, you can't play defense. You can't just try to, at this point, I just feel mentally I'm about 15 points behind and there's, 9 minutes left. You kind of have to, you kind of got to stretch it out a little and just kind of start just throwing, right?
One of my favorite things on World Series of Poker, let me get the thing right, is when they put their fingers together and they push you got to do you got to push all your chips in. You got to think of every idea. You've only got you're what, 52 now, 51?
One and a half. These many. Yeah.
Yes. We're about a year and a half apart. This is when you start saying, okay, love my wife, don't want to travel. When I do travel, my back hurts. The chances of me getting stranded in a car and needing to pee, all these things start to play out now where being a comedian, you start to see the younger bucks nipping at your heels and you're thinking, what are the 5 businesses that I can reinvent myself? How can I have fun at home? How can I be able to sit down and take naps during Judge Judy when I damn well want? All the things that start to play out to go, okay, that franchise idea that I just saw on TV looks really good right now.
Right. I mean, why would I not want to become a bath fitter? The franchise is available. All you do is you click in new bathtubs on people. You're not even dealing with plumbing. Why would I not want to do that?
It goes over the existing tub and shower enclosure.
So, so I had one of those moments, right? So I started thinking of things I want to do and travel and how much do I want to travel? And then I started beating up myself about cash. And I started thinking about all the money I made just as a young lad and just all the money that was squandered or just wasted. And then everybody goes through the divorces. So then I kind of thought, well, even if I saved it, well, I would have lost most of it anyway. So I'm kind of glad I spent. Right. So I gave myself a free pass on buying the newest Apple Watch, even though I've never worn one ever. So follow through has never been my thing. right? I've come up with a billion ideas, and I'm like, my follow through. So, my buddy, who I knew all through college and stuff, for when I got married recently, he made us a board, a chopping board, for a cutting board for the wedding. And we use it all the time. So I asked him, I go, hey, how long did it take you to make this? This is like a gift that you didn't buy it from Amazon. You didn't go, and it was a thing that you made. This was like a thing. And he's like, to be honest, I made it the day of your wedding. And, I'm like, what? I go, well, can you show me how to, now I'm talking like thing. Can you make blueberry pancakes? Can you show me how to make that? So then we started making these boards and just kind of hanging out. And we were in college together and we were playing 80s music, and we just kind of started talking and just hanging out. Like it was back, and I hung out with Andy for every day of my life all through college. Right. So I go, dude, let's start a cutting board business. Right. It's a big jump because he played soccer and I'm a comedian. So people aren't going to think comedian, soccer player, cutting board. Right. It's not an easy fit. It's not an easy thing. So I go, how many? So then for the last week or two, I just worked on websites trying to figure out, okay, how do I even sell a cutting board? Right. How do I even do it? And then last night, I put it up in maybe premature because I ordered, dude, I got stamps for if you buy it, I can stamp the tissue paper. I didn't have boxes yet. I didn't even know how to ship, but I put the website up and with a number of how many boards we were going to sell. It's limited edition. It's like small batch. Right. We're not Williams Sonoma. We're not coming from China with all these chemical, computer, like it's handmade, whatever. So it just takes, there's no 2-day shipping. It literally takes time. So put it up. And then I woke up this morning to a lot of orders where I was like, oh, fuck. So then I had to call Andy. I'm like, dude, what are you? He's like, well, I'm coaching soccer, and he's a teacher. And he's like, I'm like, is there any way? I don't know, just put a book in front of the kids because we have orders now that I didn't expect. It did so well. So I'm more excited or as excited to sell these cutting boards with Andy than I am if you were to tell me I'm performing at, I don't know, just pick any place where as a comic, you'd be better like,
performing. You get the little ego stroke and the high from performing, but then you get that retail money. That retail money is a drug. Where somebody just gave you $20, you go, this is crispy money in my hand right now.
Right? Because a lot of comics do that. You have an awesome show. You're in front of 1,000 people. Let's say you crush it. And then afterwards, you always see the comics counting their merch sales. And they're like, how's it? Well, I only sold 5 shirts. You're like, yeah, but you just crushed. You just in front of 1,000. And it boils down to, I only sold 5 T-shirts after the show.
I only sold 5 extra large Who Farted shirts. When it took 25 years to craft this act and bring joy to those 1,000 people, we start to think, all right, what's the extra money? What's the side hustle? Now, for us, it's not a side hustle at 50. It's a hustle because you start saying, all right, I got 12 years till I retire. Will I have grandkids? What do they need? What do they, will I have kids that go into college and all? We got friends. You and I have friends that I won't name because they shouldn't be having kids as comedians at 50. They shouldn't have comedians for the most part shouldn't have kids at all. You should not breed. But in their 50s, I'm thinking, are you out of your damn minds? I've known you 30 years. You haven't taken care of yourself, Nat. You now have a little human that looks like a waitress. Stop it. Stop
right. So because you actually, and I'm a horrible interviewer, because you sell things on HSN.
Yes.
I don't know how it's fitness-y type stuff. Right
now, I've sold everything from trinkets to I've actually had 2 different grown men in their late 60s, early 70s, because I sold so much tchotchke type crap. Their wives were such hoarders. The one guy came in and said, our trailer is stuffed to the rafters with stuff my wife has bought for me because she's in love with you. And he was going to punch me in the mouth at a garage sale.
So let's say you're selling, and I don't have a good example. Well, I could show you my thing I did, but when you're selling a bracelet on H&M, I don't know, and I'm fascinated with how long somebody can talk about a break. Do you have people in your ear telling you more stuff, or is it solo? Because I'd be like, it goes around your bracelet. It has a clasp.
No.
It's yellow and blue. And then I'd be out of the conversation.
No, when you start, and I've been there 12 years, when you start, it's, oh, this is the clasp, and the clasp is very sturdy. You're never going to lose this bracelet. By year 5, you could talk for an hour about the clasp and how it holds you like your mother did for the first 3 years. And now you think about the events that you're going to wear this to, your daughter's graduation, her wedding, the baby shower. It's always going to be there because the clasp is so strong. You touch their heart, man.
See, so in just neurolinguistics and stuff, everybody has people either talk to themselves, either they're seeing or they're hearing or they're a gust of the smell. So if you're in sales, if I was showing you a house, I'd be like, hey, Tim, could you see yourself in this room? Could you see your TV up there? Imagine when you walk in and you look and you see, look, can you, but other people are like, here, do you hear, like when you're up here, you can hear your kids playing downstairs. You don't hear the free. So everybody has a way that they want to be talked to. And there's a way in sales where you kind of can figure that out from a person. And then you talk to them in that language. But
and you think back to the joy that cutting board gave you and your wife. You open it, you thought, this is a really thoughtful gift. I'd like to make sure other couples, as they're sharing that special day of opening all their gifts together and starting their life with all these things, you're going to be able to give them that joy.
So I'm going to show you the video. So I made a website for the cutting boards. And this isn't about just the cutting board. It's just me trying to be over the top sales guy. And I know, like, the ad copy I wrote it's over the top. So Alan, wait, first I want to show you the promo video I did for the cutting boards, right? Because if you go to Etsy and stuff, it's just a cutting board. Check out my 70s pornish type video I did for the cutting boards. If we could play that, Alan.
You know who stars in that movie? John Wood. That's right.
That's right. And Harry Oak. Right? and Melissa Willow.
Yeah.
But even the ad copy, Alan, if you could literally bring up Heffron and Irvine just as the website. I did this on purpose, but then I got so involved in the word choices, right? Okay, look at this. Cutting boards for your meals, moments, and memories.
That's it.
We provide the perfect wood space for you to create and your knives to appreciate.
And to make blueberry pancakes.
Right? So I literally was sitting there going, not the cheesiest, but it's right, cutting board. I'm like, okay, I'm not just going to put some dumb thing. What are cutting boards for? They're for your meals. But what are meals, Tim? They're moments. They're memories.
They're memories that you're sharing with friends and family.
You're not just shoving food down your kid's mouth to hope that they live another day. If you are, you're doing it wrong.
You're going to bring out charcuterie on that. You're going to bring out the Christmas ham. There are so many things you're going to bring out.
Scroll down, Alan, to show some of the pictures I put on there. I have a whole story. I made
really
this whole
looks
website.
good, John.
That's a whole.
Look at that.
Yeah, we put that thing in. That was actually we had a big discussion whether we groove the end or we don't, because the board that I'm going to ask you to explain, I'm going to put you, right? This one, see how this one does not have, it's grooveless. We got these, we put foots on them so that way it doesn't wobble and you're not underneath. It's not reversible. It's used one way. We have rules in this country. We're Americans.
When you're cutting with very sharp knives, it's not going to slide either. And that's one of the things. It's a serious
Alan, scroll all the way to the bottom. So that's a story about me and Andy. That's us pressing it. We play 80s tunes and we sit in this little in his shop and we make them. And then that's just, you can put bread on it, slice up. I was like, I'm not using stock photography. Yeah. So that's it. So That's Heffron and Irvine.com. If anybody wants these, they're small batches. And I got to tell you, we don't send them out on the weekends because I'm performing. So if you're used to getting stuff back immediately after you buy it, not the place to go. If you have Kohl's Cash, go enjoy getting your board that smells like COVID or wherever it came from. Enjoy that. Use your corporate bucks to get some particle board pressed thing. This is made from John and Andy.
Here's the problem with the Kohl's Cash, John. They give you that when you spend $100, they're giving you $5. So you spend $300, you got $15 burning a hole in your pocket. That's only good from 7:45 on the 7th to 8:15 on the 9th.
Right.
One of them is a work day. One of them is a dangerous holiday during a riot. You never cash in your Kohl's Cash. These are beautiful. I'd be very proud of that.
So, Alan, if you could, Alan thought he was going to get a day off because Reep's partying for his birthday. Alan, can you play any type of music? Because now, Tim, I'm going to, this is probably like somebody's going to a comedian saying, can you tell me a joke?
Yeah.
I want you. Okay, so you know enough about the product.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold it, and Alan's going to play music, and I would like you to just describe the board. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it was there. And then, Alan, if you could make his, I don't even know if you can do this. Can you make Tim, his bigger than me, but like make him the standout thing. And then I'm just, or no.
Oh, make the board bigger. There you go. Right there. That's perfect.
Oh, okay. So, and then now we just need music, Alan.
Yeah.
Like, good. You can play whatever type you feel like playing. I can't play it from my end because. Hold on, we're going to slow it down a little bit for everybody out there. It's 24 after 8. Going to be about 64 degrees tonight. Going to get a little bit colder, around 45. Sun's going to come up tomorrow about 8:20, 9 o'clock. Now that's daylight saving time is gone. It's going to feel a little bit darker. When your kids go to school, your kids are going to be walking around outside in the pure dark because some people didn't want to set their clocks back an hour. They thought that would be too big of a pain in the ass. So now your kids have to wear reflective gear when they're going to the bus in December for all those in the Midwest. Sorry about that. But right now, we're talking about cutting boards here on Light FM.
Do you feel stranded on your kitchen island? You don't have to anymore. It's time to get saved by that raft of life. That's right. HeffronandIrvine.com have come up with this beautiful multi-wood board that's going to be the centerpiece of every table for those meals, moments, and memories. That's right. Cutting board that you can not just cut on, but you can cut into with those family and friends, that warm bread, that charcuterie that gathers those future lovers. Wedding piece, you want to talk about setting the stage for that future marriage that's going to last as long as this beautiful, timeless piece of wood? That's right. Heffron and Irvine have created this wedding gift that will go on and on. It'll last longer than you did when you were younger, but now you're married and want it over with. That's right. Heffron and Irvine, their quantities are running a little low right now, because these are handmade. Each order, these won't.
You know, my favorite guys, dude. This I can listen to. My favorite guys were those. I'll just pick one other song because I need to reset. But no, I'll play it on this end. The baseball card guys were some of my favorite. Right. Now listen up, everybody. We got the Heffron and Irvine cutting board. Now this one is rated a 10 gem mint. That's right, 10 gem mint. We only got 25 of these in. Now you probably been to other stores. You might have said a 7.5 mint. You might have saw an 8. This is a 10 gem mint edition. Think about that for a second. Now look at that. We just sold 20 of them right there. Alan from Tacoma, would you like to talk to us about what your purchase you just made? You feel good about your purchase, Alan?
Hi, John. You know, I've been waiting for a 20 or 10 gem mint for the past 3 years. I know they're so limited, but up here in Minnetonka, I'm going to be the king of the hill. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'll have my kids sledding on it. That's what I'll be doing. That's
right. This is a 10 gem mint. Now these only come along once a year. Now I've worked here for 5 years. I think I might even work here for 6 years. I've never seen a deal like this before. We got 4 easy pays right here. We got 4 easy pays, $72 divided by 4. You're kind of, listen, if you don't buy this tonight, you're going to walk around tomorrow. People are going to know you made a mistake. They're going to know. They're going to see it on your face. They're going to see it on your face. Oh, my God.
We had a coin guy who was selling religious coins.
Oh, that was fun. That was like some primal screaming.
You are missing your calling.
I think I could do it, dude. No, I don't know.
We had a coin guy who was selling religious coins on a very special religious holiday. They were on pendants from Jersey. And he says, and I quote, "So this is special to a lot of people around the world because it's got Jesus and that lady he was always with from birth. You know, everybody knows who I'm talking about. She's awesome. She's Terry. God, what was her name? You know. Anyway."
You know, the Jesus with the three, I think it was like 5 wise men, and then like 2 went, "Hey, we're out of here. We don't bring anything," and they left. So the 3 showed up. It's like, "Did you bring it?" "I don't know. I got in my pocket is myrrh. What do you got?" I got frankincense. "I don't know. Let's give it to the kid. He's a kid. He's the you didn't know. What is he? Son of God?" Come on.
Hey, I think you're onto something with these cutting boards, and I think it's just a matter. You might even want to buy around wedding season, which is right now, a couple of Facebook ads.
Well, here's not the problem. I don't want to say that. Is one, I shouldn't be as exhausted doing the Jen Mint guys. I'm still trying to catch my breath. It's only how many me and Andy could sit in his shed and make. So we got to figure out how to Henry Ford this a little and start a production line, or we just go, listen, it's small batch, it's artesian. If we get to 10, and then what I do is we sell just the 10, and then I shut the site down. You go, listen, you had a chance. I don't know. But I told him, I go, dude, we'll just take orders and we'll figure it out. Throw in, take long shots.
Team building for the soccer team. Every year he has them all make them. He tells them they're going to somewhere for like community service hours. Lie a little. Yeah, right. And then you make a couple hundred in a batch.
My city I live in is gonna be like, "Why do you need 100 exchange students?" Because I'm just trying to show the world. Why get out of my business? So Heffron and Irvine cutting board. Dude, you did that so good. Like,
it's a bad habit. I'm gonna tell you right now. I have sold the most bizarre crap.
Could you, Alan? Do you have more music? Hold on. I'm gonna pick random stuff for you to do that too. Okay, Alan, just play. And anything, Alan? Sorry to do that. You can play. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh,
Casio calculator watch.
That is a Casio calculator watch. You know, we have gotten so accustomed to using our phones for everything.
That's true.
We forget how incredible it is to be able to do a tip, to add change, to figure out what kind of gift to give somebody. Our taxes. That phone doesn't work like we think it does. And the one thing it doesn't do is it doesn't keep the one quantity we can't get more of. That's time. We can get more money, John. We can get more. Tim, you know, if you were my host, I would tell you. You can't buy more time.
You can't.
Keep it on your wrist right here and make sure that every second counts. Oh, you know, the memories you have of the Incredible Hulk as a kid, long before Ed, whatever his name, and Ruffalo, there was one Hulk, Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. One Hulk, one pair of purple pants.
You're right.
They were the action figure that got us through. And that's the way to keep that memory alive, John. To get this Hulk action figure, never take it out of the box, because you're going to look up and remember when you were 7 and think, I could be the Hulk if I could just find some gamma radiation.
Now, listen, these are one of the biggest gifts you can get. Like, if you're a grandparent, if you got kids, your grandkids want this toy, okay? Now, they might not tell you how much they want. They want this toy. Now, you don't want to be a grandfather who walks into a room and their grandkids just look at you and they know the other grandpas would have bought them this toy. Be the grandpa out of the 4 grandpas to buy the good toys right there. We got 4 left on auto pay. We got 6 easy pay.
Hang on, John. John,
Yeah.
I'm getting a word right now from the booth. We just sold out to the Incredible Hulk, and
We're done. That's it. We're done with the Incredible Hulk. You had a choice. Maybe in the next couple weeks, we're gonna have it. But that's it. As I'm looking for one other. Okay, right here. You think COVID's over? It's not. It's not. We got hand sanitizer. Now we're selling these in the bulk. Okay. Okay. Anyway.
You know, John, you know where COVID is?
Dude.
Where you don't want it to be. You know where that hand sanitizer will be? Everywhere. If you think about being protected at all times, there's 2 things we're going to sell you today. Hand sanitizer and some way to keep your identity challenged, to keep your wallet free from identity thieves. They're going to come as a set.
Tim,
we're going to throw in the identity.
Alan, I almost feel like, okay, Tim, this, I know you're a busy guy. I don't want this bit to be, you know what that sound was? That was the sound of a cutting board hitting the ground and made noise because it's thick. Okay. Your wimpy ass little, I got 20% off when you went to Bed Bath and Beyond, whatever that is, doesn't make that noise when it hits the ground. I don't know why I'm the angry Southerner.
Bed Bath and Beyond my budget.
Okay, I got 2, I got 3. Alan, play some music. I'm gonna stump you. I'm gonna try to stump you, Tim. Okay, so
I'm in.
But I have to go get it. So
I'm ready.
Feel free, Tim, to plug some stuff. Just talk about you for just 2 minutes.
All right. As John goes there, I got a Dry Bar special called Password Protected. If you want to go over to Dry Bar Comedy, you can always catch me on the Tim Wilkins or John Heffron Pandora stations. They think we know each other, so they hook us up, which is pretty cool. There he is. He's back.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Now these just came in. If you're a collector, you're gonna want to see what we have up next for you. If you're anybody from the 80s, this is something you're going to want to see right now. We're getting ready for Alan, put them on the board right here. Here's what we got. We got action figures from the movie Breakin.
You know what these are to me, John? These aren't action figures. These are empowerment figures. If you want your kids and grandkids to feel that same sense of power that these kids got from saving a community center with nothing more than a dance. Back in the day, we didn't shoot at each other. They didn't have fights with zip guns and knives. That was West Side Story. But if you think about these amazing young people who got together for a cause, this is a way to teach your kids that unity can do anything. These are teaching tools. These aren't just dolls or action figures. These are ways, as we're all reaching as parents and grandparents, to give the gift that takes our kids to another level.
And I just want to say, too, these are 11 gem mint. They're such good condition, they actually went up. These are 11 gem mint condition, limited. You also might get in with this pack. If you buy the 3-pack, if you buy Ozone, Kelly, and Turbo, you might also get the Irene Cara Flash Dance action figure that might be included in the pack.
That'll be, John. What a feeling that'll be to get that Irene Cara doll by getting the 3-pack.
Oh, what a feeling. You know, and then we'll wrap it up. So I talked to a kid on stage recently, and I asked him what he did for a living, and he said he was training to be a welder. Alan, can you make Tim I feel I asked the kid what he did for a living, and he said he was training to be a welder. And then I asked him if he saw the documentary on welding called Flashdance, and he said no. And the entire crowd went with me. I go, well, you should. It's about somebody who wanted to be a welder and was torn between being a welder or a dancer. You should watch it. And then he was young enough where he didn't even know. I think young people don't get sarcasm.
No.
So he did not know in the whole show. I was just like, it's Flashdance. You're going to go, it's just, yeah. He thought it was a real thing. So anyway. All right, Tim.
Awesome.
I'm exhausted from doing that, but I feel like you have so much talent that I can't. It's not wasted. You do a lot of things, but I think with your skill of explaining stuff, I'm gonna think of something. I think we have a way we can help people with what you do.
Yeah.
Maybe like if I'm gonna think about it, because I was reading the comments. There are people, I lost them. Were like, this should be a weekly segment. Can this be a weekly segment? Hello, people saying to you, good evening.
Right.
Have a good evening. I grew up in the 80s. Anyway, people love you.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you
And
very
people
much.
asked if I could sell them on the cutting boards on H&M. No, I don't. That we have 6 of them.
Never make enough. But I'm telling you, if you get kids or people, you're going to need workers. You will need workers soon enough, and you will be selling 100 to 200 a day.
That would be like,
yeah.
So you did one recently where it was the backward hang upside down thingy.
The inversion table for Roger Teeter, the guy that you've seen on commercials for the last 40 years.
And he jumps up in the air. He's like, woo, and he jumps up.
Yeah, he was 82. He just passed, but 6 months before that, he was still snow skiing and slalom skiing. He was in that kind of shape.
So you use that thing, right?
Almost every day, if not twice a day. I've been on it twice today.
I literally been thinking about getting one. It's a weird feeling. It's a little bit of rush when you flip upside down. You're like, I might be stuck like this for life. Like there might be a way I never can flip back. There's like a weird moment, but yet you kind of enjoy that weird freeing feeling.
You're going to make me sell it, aren't you, John? So what happens is in the newest model, the LT3, we actually have a tether where you can set your level of comfort from 20 to 40 to 60 and then eventually 90 degrees. But you can ease into your comfort level of inversion. And you don't have to go to full inversion to get all the medical benefits. 60 degrees, you get everything. So you don't have to flip upside down like you're Dracula or hang from the ceiling like the old days with the boots.
You know what? I found a way, and I'm sure the company's going to keep going. I have a way that they can improve that already. All right. You telling me that.
I'll hook you guys up so I don't take a
Wi-Fi connection to the inversion table for people who are on Stitch or Stream, where listeners or people viewing can control the inversion. So you strap in, and then just people online can flip it up or down. And you can see if you can handle just the crowd.
I think there's a name for that. It's the perversion table.
That's the thing.
There's already things that are remote control that control people that can get a little off color.
All right. So, Tim, we'll throw up where people can come and see you. I really appreciate it. I know your back hurt. I kept you on longer than I said. I appreciate the free pitching for you. Did an amazing job right there.
Good to see you. And good to see John. And I was almost invited to his birthday, too, by just looking at him. That was really touching.
I will be I'm leaving Wednesday to be in your neck of the wood. I will be down in Port Charlotte, Florida this week at Visante's, one of the best restaurants ever.
Oh, yeah.
And I will be the youngest person in that city by about 40 years.
Amazing food, though. It looks like a Knights of the Round Table castle in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of redneck Florida. And the shows are amazing, as they were usually are, but you are going to take it to another level. And the food is killer.
All right. Next time I talk to you, I'm going to talk to you about protein powders, amino acids, and some type of review. I really appreciate you, buddy.
Dude, good to see you.
We're going to have another. I want you to be on more of those segments. I don't want to abuse your power of description, but I feel it's needed. So
done.
Maybe we just have you on and I just bring random things.
But we got to try and stump me because the Breakin was a top notch. That was good.
That was good. The fact that I even own them.
Yeah. In 11 gem condition too, which is impressive.
You know what we could do? Now I'm brainstorming. We could have people on. Everybody has something that their spouse wants them to get rid of.
Yeah.
And they don't have the right wording to say why we should keep this.
Antique road pitch. Right.
So it's just so that way you give people just a little bit of knowledge to go back to their husbands or wives. It's not a gender thing to say, This is why I need to keep this shirt or, I need to keep this, whatever. So
justify your junk. That's the new segment.
Justify your junk. Dude, that's genius. Justify your junk. We're saying it now before somebody steals it from us. Monday, 21st, 8:42 p.m. Justify your junk. Blueberry pancakes. All this is ours. All this is ours. You internet stealers. All right. Take care,
Dude.
everybody. We'll see you next week. Say hi online at all our places. All right. Take care. This way, Tim, you stare at the camera because you think the show's over, and then Alan leaves it playing for a second. So just to let you know, it's going to be weird. Watch.
Since you love the Heffron and Reap show, please go to iTunes and let them know. Rank the show and leave a comment. We don't care what you write, you know. They Heffron and Reap have low self-esteem. So please validate them by ranking them and making them seen. So no matter what you